everyone, it is the Charming Giraffe, and today we are going to use resin. We've got some molds and some mica powders and some inks, alcohol inks, and other additives that we can use. Not really sure where all this is going to take us, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. I have already pre-mixed the resin just because that's a lot of boring stirring, but I am using Stonecoat Countertops Art Coat. And it's just a 1-to-1 ratio. I just mix them in 2 small white cups, or I filled them in 2 small white cups to make sure they're level, and then I just poured it into a larger cup. This is all clear currently. I got some little bitty condiment cups with different colors of mica powders. So I'm going to go ahead and get these mixed in here. Let's see. We're going to try really hard to not make a complete mess. Like a little mess is okay, but just not a complete one. So I'm going to go ahead and get this poured in here. The ratio that you want to try to stay within when using additives into resin is like a 1 to 10% or 1 to 9%. You don't want more than 10% of your resin to be additives, because then it can compromise the integrity of the resin. I've never messed up this particular resin with using more than the 10%, but I have with other resin, and it doesn't cure. From my experience, it just kind of stays gummy in the mold or wherever you've poured it, and it doesn't actually ever harden. So it is important to stay within that ratio. So I'm just mixing in. These are mica powders, and I will go over these colors here shortly, and who they're from. I got them on Amazon, and let me see while I'm stirring if I can see. Get creative with something. I'll get it for you here just shortly. Sorry, I probably should have done this part before starting the video as well. So I will speed you up through this part just so you don't have to watch me mix all of these. Alright, so we've got those mixed up. Let me get you the name and information. It came with like tons and tons of colors. Like that was only like 6. And there's like all of these other packets in here. But it's by, I'll link it in the comments. Get creative with, I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. I'm not going to try it because I don't want to butcher it and offend somebody, but it came in this really cute little box, and it had tons. I wanted to do like 20 colors or something in here. And we still have plenty of resin in the cup as well. So I want to start over with this one here, and I'm just going to kind of layer it. I got these molds off of Amazon as well. I feel like there's some like dust in it, so I need to clean it. So I will be right back. And then how I clean these real quick, guys, is I just have a little spray bottle of alcohol. I don't use it for anything like art related necessarily. Just anytime I need alcohol. It's just an easier way than trying to get like a Q-tip or a cotton ball or whatever. So I actually just got it out of the medicine cabinet and spray it in here. I don't know what percentage of alcohol it is, like if it's the 91 or other numbers, but I don't use it for the actual art itself. And then just wipe it out with a paper towel. So now we can actually get started. There is a work time with this, and it is about 30 minutes plus or minus. I'm just going to start at the top and just kind of layer these in. Oh, let's see if I can get you more in frame. Is it better? Okay, I'll make sure I zoom in whenever I show you on the video. it'll be okay. I'll just wipe that off in a minute. It looks like I'm actually really messy today. And just clean up around it. Let me get a wipe. This one I think already has some resin on it. And this is just to make sure that this doesn't like cure with like some that's like not in the actual mold but just like on top of it, because then that would you have to be like sanded off or something whenever you pop it out. So that's the purpose of not leaving it on. Just my theory there, but maybe before I move it we'll do another one because we have plenty of resin, which would mean I need to clean another one. Actually, that one looks pretty clean, so we're going to risk it. And we're just going to use blue, purple, and green this time. And things have not changed. I hate getting my hands messy, so I will go through a ton of gloves throughout this video. But I am okay with that because I'm not okay with my hands getting messy. So, go ahead and get started here. We'll try to be less drippy as we pour. As I say that. Like I said, I've never done this before. Just see what we get. Whenever they cure, I'm actually going to grab a stick and swirl this around. Because what we see up here might not be anything near what we see on the bottom whenever it gets popped out. So if this looks really cool, that's awesome. But if it doesn't, we might have a nice surprise. Whenever we pop it out and see like what the bottom to us is, could end up being the top. The other cool thing about these is that they've got these little like, yeah, you can see them, these little like things in the middle here, which, or not really in the middle, but on the edges, so that's where you could put like a chain through to make it a necklace once it's cured. And you pop it out, so it's already kind of ready. You don't have to like drill a hole or anything in it, so I like that aspect of it. I'm just thinking I might want to do one in this one too real quick. We did clean it out, so might as well not let that effort go to waste, right? Oops, got a little drippy there. Where did that one go? And this may be completely unnecessary. I just think it probably isn't, so that's why I'm going to keep doing it. I'm just going to try to like mix these where the two colors meet and see what happens when it cures. So I think I like those the way they are. I'm going to move them to a safe location, hopefully. Today we are going to see how our resin art turned out from yesterday, and the video did cut out at the end, so you only saw these three get made, but then I did do these other things. Additionally, I failed to actually tell you the colors that we were using yesterday. It was actually in the part of the video that failed, so you didn't get to see it. So our red was this Happy Valentine. The orange is the My Clementine. The yellow is Banana Flambe. The green is Apple Green. The blue is Denim Blue. And the purple was Deep Velvet. Let's try to get you to stop moving. So, there's that. We'll start with the ones you saw, and then I'll show you what else I did when you didn't see. So I think I also unintentionally lied to you yesterday. I said I'd never done anything like this before, and I had kind of, but it never worked out well, so I don't really count it. So I've never had anything successful work. So yeah, and it was some older, cheaper quality resin. So that was just a practice experiment. But we'll start with this first one. It looks like, and it's been about 24 hours since I did these. So let's see how they turned out. They look pretty good. It looks like, let me see if I can get it zoomed in here. Looks like maybe some of that mica powder didn't mix in very well, or maybe it's just concentrated in the actual resin. Hard to say. Here's the edges. Really pretty. I think I like this side better. I'm not sure. Very interesting. I'm happy. It looks like it worked pretty well. Another thing that you saw on the video that didn't get recorded, right, was you have to torch these. Otherwise, you'll get bubbles. So make sure you torch them. And then this is the back of the next one. Here's the sides. And then the front. Turned out very blue. You can see some greens and some purples on the tips, but mostly blue. So, really pretty. And they're like, they definitely cured well from what I can tell. And then the next one's this ring circle one. This one looks pretty cool. And yeah, I like the way this, like kind of where I mixed it, how it blended together. So pretty awesome. I could definitely see doing some more of this one. I like this shape a lot. I do think I need to sand it. They're not like sharp by any means, but it's not smooth either. Like kind of rode up the edges a little bit. So definitely sanding would be a necessity there. Oh, it also looks like in parts of it didn't fill the mold in all the way. So there is like, come on, focus. There is some like divots in here. Oh gosh, there we go. There's one, and here's one. There's one over here too. So I'll have to see what to do about that. But so far pretty good. So that's all you saw. So here's the rest of what we did. The next thing I did was this coaster. And what I did with this one, and it may not turn out as cool as I was hoping, but I took all of our little cups of all these colors and I just made like a puddle pour. And then I was like, that's not enough resin. So I poured the clear resin in here and it kind of just all went crazy. And then I put a little bit of glitter in here. I tried to kind of like weigh it down, but it seems like most of it did stay on the top here or the bottom. So let's see what happens when I pull it out. I had not looked at these yet, so you guys are seeing them with me. It's stuck to the mold. Don't know why that is. If you know, let me know. But it actually took a chunk out of my mold here. And then here's what the front of it looks like. A lot of orange. I don't remember there being that much orange in there, but I know there wasn't a lot of red. There is a lot of other colors, and some of the glitter did make it down to the bottom also. Here's the edges. Come on, focus. It would, again, need to be sanded. And then that mold is, like, glued in there. I don't know if it got, like, burned onto it while I was torching it, or what happened there, but not terrible for my first coaster. More orange than I would have liked, but it's okay. Not bad. And then with the remaining clear resin, I tinted it with alcohol inks. And I think the inks we used here, since you guys didn't see it, they're all resin together, was this citrus, the mermaid. Come on, focus. Dang. Doesn't want to work with me today. Mermaid. And then I believe just a tiny, tiny bit of this purple twilight. Not a lot. How I got yellow, I'm assuming there's yellow tints in this one, but I'm not really sure. And then I just heated it with the heat gun and let it get all liquefied and move it around the canvas. It really did coat it pretty well. I'm impressed. I think this is probably close to the first time I got some really good coverage. It didn't like drop off the edges very much. A little bit on that side, but normally it's just like all puddles in the middle, and you have like all of this white space, so I'm happy about that. I did get the bubbles out, so it looks really glossy. Colors are okay, not my favorite combination, but I think we can do something with it, and then I didn't baby it, so I'll have to sand all this off, but it's okay. And then because I liquefied it with the heat gun, I got a whole bunch of runoff, so I got a whole bunch of skins. There was some paint like left over, so it did transfer onto the skin, but it's okay. I think it gives it a little extra. And so yeah, we got all these really cool skins out of it as well. They're in weird pieces from the wrinkles that were on the table. But yeah, I think I did try to torch it a little bit, but I didn't want to catch this on fire or burn it or anything, so I didn't torch it a whole lot. Anyways, here was all of our finished resin pieces that we did yesterday. I hope you enjoyed this process. Definitely try resin if you've been thinking about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and do what makes you happy.